all of that said, let's get going on these exam type questions when it comes to analytical geometry. Okay, we're gonna start slow. We're just gonna find our feet, and then we'll pick up the pace as we go. Right, as always, have pen and paper ready, your notes, your calculator, your cup of tea or coffee, if that's what you like to drink, or some water, some snacks maybe, because maths takes a lot of energy, a lot of brain power, and work with us. Maths is not a spectator sport. You have to get in there and give it a go. If you don't try, you won't succeed. So be actively busy working everything out. I do give time for everyone to attempt the question. I'm definitely not a fan of just giving answers. I do like it when you try, and even if you get it wrong, doesn't matter as long as you try. Okay, because next time you try, you get it right. Okay, let's see. In our first question, in the sketch alongside, P with those coordinates, -3 and 1, is the center of the circle. AB is a tangent to the circle at Q 1 and -1. Determine the equation of circle P and the equation of tangent AQB. Right, I'm going to leave you here for about 3 minutes, and in about 3 minutes time we'll check back in and see how you did. As soon as you're ready, start posting your answers. Okay, off you go for about 3 minutes. We'll check back in. Liam is quick as always with his answer. Well done, Liam. You're the first one. Let's see if that is correct. Okay, so our 3 minutes are up. So I hope you gave it a go. Let's see how that went. Only Liam put his answer in, so I really hope that with the next round we'll get some more answers in the chat. Okay, so we have the equation of circle P. Oh, there we go. Everyone's waking up. Good job. Okay, so the equation of the circle is x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equal to r squared. So we're going to say x minus a, which is my x coordinate of the center of the circle. So that'll be x plus 3 squared, and then y minus 1 squared is equal to r squared. To calculate r squared, we are going to sub in the points q, 1 and minus 1. And that's going to be 1 plus 3 squared minus 1 squared is r squared. And then I get 4 squared is 16 plus minus 2 squared is 4, and that's r squared. So r squared is 20. Put it all together, end off nicely by giving the full equation of the circle. It's equal to 20. Okay, great. So if this was an exam or a test, you can give yourself there 1 mark for subbing in your center, 1 mark for subbing in the other point, and another mark for finding the radius, and then 1 last mark for the full equation of the circle. Okay, now for question B, or for question 2, we have to find the equation of the tangent. Okay, some answers are coming in for that one as well. Well done, everybody. Let's see. For question 2, we need to find, first of all, the gradient of the tangent. We don't have enough information for the gradient of the tangent, but we can calculate the gradient of the radius. So we go 1 minus 1. Remember, if we have the gradient of the radius, we can determine the gradient of the tangent, because the tangent and the radius are perpendicular. That was our last lesson. That was on Tuesday. We did a lot of equations of the tangent on Tuesday. By the way, I forgot to mention at the start that if you are new and you've missed some lessons, or you want to re-watch any lessons, they are all on our website under this topic, Analytical Geometry Foundations, and along with all the other topics and lessons that we do here at Watobe. Okay, so back to the gradient of the radius, 1 minus 1, minus 3 minus 1, that's 2, over minus 4, so that is negative a half. So for the gradient of the tangent, we're going to flip that and change the sign. And we know why we do that, because if the lines are perpendicular, the gradients multiplied together must give you minus 1. So we flip and change. Okay, so far we have y is 2x plus c. Now all we have to do is sub in a point Q in this case, to find what c is. So point Q is minus 1, x is 1 plus c. That's minus 3 is equal to c, and then y is 2x minus 3. Well done. Whoa, I see a lot of people in the chat got that. Well done, everyone. Big thumbs up to all of you. Big clap. That's super. Well done. So how many marks for that? We can definitely do a mark for the radius, a mark for the tangent, and final answer. So that's 3. That's nice. 7 marks in the bag. No problem. Okay, now we've warmed up. It's time to really get going. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, now we have to think a little bit. Consider the diagram where V and K is a tangent to the circle at N. Okay, so there's my point N, 6 and 8. 0 is the center, or 0, 0 is the center of the circle. We have to find the equation of the circle, the value of K, the equation of the tangent, and the coordinates of V. Okay. I'm going to give you, let's make it 5 minutes just for you to have a look at the question, start thinking about, probably do some of the question, and then we'll check back in at about 20 past how this is going. Remember, post questions in the chat. You can also post questions to Miss Coco, or you can DM your questions to me. I'll pick them up, or Miss Coco will pick them up. If there's anything you are wondering about. And of course, you can just raise your hand and you'll get a chance to ask a question. Okay, so we have a circle with the center at the origin. So that's actually an easier one to do because we can just say it's x squared plus y squared equal to r squared. And we've got an x and a y coordinate that we can substitute in. And that is going to be 6 squared plus minus 8 squared is equal to r squared. And if we add that together, that's 36 plus 64, that's 100, it's equal to r squared. Okay, well done for those who have posted in the chat and who have gotten that one spot on. Okay, if your radius is not 100, just check again how you actually ended up calculating it. So that's x squared plus y squared is equal to r 100, not r squared, just 100. Okay, now how can we find the value of k? I wonder if anyone's attempted this one. Now the value of k is over here at the point A. Now we can do that using our midpoints. Midpoint, yes, well done everyone. There's a few of you who saw that you can use the midpoint. So if I add the two values together between A and N, and I divide it by 2, I need to get the coordinate here in the middle. Okay, so we already know what the midpoint is. It's 0 and 0. So what plus negative 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 0. Let me write that down because it's a bit of a mouthful. So k plus negative 8 divided by 2 must give me 0. Okay, and we can see that that's just going to be 8. So k minus 8 is going to be 0, so k must be 8. Okay, well done. There's a few of you who did that. Excellent. Okay, so remember with these analytical geometry questions, because the information, the one thing leads into the next question, so on. Everything you find or determine, write it down on your sketch. Okay, now we have to find the equation of the tangent VNK. Okay, back to equation of the tangent. I think you guys can do this with your eyes closed by now. Or I hope so, at least. So the equation of the tangent, we need to find the gradient. Okay, Taniko's got an answer. Well done. I think yours is right, Taniko. That's what I got as well. So well done for you. Let's see if you can find the coordinates of V. Everyone else, if you're finding the equation of the tangent, we need the gradient of the radius first. Zakona also got that. Well done. So the gradient of the radius is 0 minus 8 over 0 minus 6. Okay, if you didn't understand about how you calculate it for k, we are using the midpoint Kiabetswe. The midpoint is known, it is 0, 0. So we know that if I take the two y coordinates, okay, so k first of all is a y coordinate that we are missing. So if I take the y coordinate at k and I add the y coordinate at n to it and I divide it by 2, I should get 0. Okay, so it's just a little equation that you make, or maybe you just you can also just do it with using inspection. That's fine. And then k minus 8 is 0, so we solve that equation, and then k is 8. And that makes sense, right? Because 8 plus a negative 8 is going to give me 0 divided by 2 is 0, which is the midpoint. Okay, so you can check your answer there. So we have 8 over -6. So 8 over -6 simplifies down to -4 over 3. So the gradient of the tangent, is going to be 3 over 4. So we flip and change. Now we do y equals mx plus c. 3 over 4x plus c. And then we sub in our point, 6 and minus 8. So y is minus 8. And that's 3 over 4. And x is 6 plus c. Okay, and multiply all of this together. Take it to the other side. Get c by itself. And c is -25 over 2. Therefore, and end off nicely, putting everything together. 3 over 4x minus 25 over 2. Well done. I see a few of you got that. That would have been very nice. Easy marks in the exam. Okay, I hope you get this in your November exams so that you can score all of these marks, because I think you guys are on it completely. Well done. Okay, our last question is to find the coordinates of V. I wonder who can do this one. Has anyone tried it? Does anyone have the coordinates of V yet? Ms. Coco, has anyone posted them? Not yet. Okay, well, we do need to do a bit of reasoning here and a bit of thinking. So we see that these lines are parallel. Okay, so that's not given for nothing, because it means that the y coordinate of V, the x coordinate of V is right above, V and A are on the same line, basically. That's right. So the x coordinate here is going to be the same. The y coordinate is going to be different. Okay, so V's x coordinate is the same as A's x coordinate. There we go. Tisha's on the money, I think. Okay, now how are we going to find the y coordinate? So that bit of thinking helped us with the x coordinate. How do we find the y coordinate? Well, V lies on this line of which the equation we just found, V and K, was in the previous question. So if we have an x coordinate, we can sub it into that equation and find our y coordinate. Okay, let me do it on this side. Question D. So our line was y equals 3 over 4x minus 25 over 2. Our x coordinate, we sub in, that's -6 minus 25 over 2. And we can just punch all of that into our calculator. Or if you are really good at mental maths, you can do it in your head. This time on a Thursday, I'm not really going to try it. Can't guarantee that the right thing is going to come out. -17. Well done. I see a few of you got that. That's excellent. -6 and -17. Okay, so that did require a bit of reasoning, bit of thinking, and there will always be stuff like that in the exam. Okay, so the best thing for you to do is to practice these exam type questions. Right, let's go to our last one, which is an actual exam type question. It came from the November 2017 paper, from that year's final matric paper. And here we've got everything mixed in together. We've got tangents, we've got angle of inclination, we've got midpoint, everything's here. Okay, and that is what you can expect. So let's see. There's 11 marks here. Let's see if we can all get 11 out of 11 for this. So I'm going to do this as a little pre-quiz for our no stress quiz and see how many of you can get 11 out of 11. Okay, challenge time. So I'm going to give you again, yeah, let's do 5 minutes. Let's see how you go in 5 minutes. All right, off you go. Okay, I'm going to help a little bit by reading everything that's here. In the diagram, P is -4 and 5, and K is 0, -3, and they are at the end points of the diameter of the circle with center M. Okay, so M is the center. S and R are respectively the X and Y intercept of the tangent. So there's the tangent to the circle at P, and P is my point where it touches. Theta is the inclination of PK with the positive x-axis. Okay, so we have to determine the gradient of SR, and we have to remember SR is the tangent. Then we have to determine the equation of SR in the form y equals mx plus c, and then we have to give the equation of the circle in center radius form. Okay. Great stuff, everyone. Okay, yes. Answers are coming in for 5.1.1, and I see people are saying that it's a half. I would agree with that. A half is correct. Okay, I'll write out the answer now, and then you can give yourself, you can see where the marks go, and then you can mark your work. Okay, nice, everyone. Okay, so the gradient of SR, that is the tangent. We don't have enough information to calculate the gradient of the tangent, but what we do have is PK. We do have that, which is the diameter, and the diameter will have the same gradient as the radius. So we can say 5.1.1, the gradient of the radius is going to be 5 minus 3 over minus 4 minus 0. And that gives me 8 over minus 4, and that is minus 2. So the gradient of SR is going to be 1 over 2. Okay, so you can give yourself a mark for using, it's 4 marks, so you can give yourself a mark for using the gradient formula and substituting in the right values, for calculating, for simplifying, and then for, actually, let's do this. I think it's rather 2 marks for the final answer. Okay, so that's where your 4 is going to come from. Let's see, 5.1.2, that is the equation of SR in the form y equals mx plus c. I see there's a little bit of stalling on 5.1.3. So it was giving the coordinates of the center. Okay, a little bit of a slowdown when we have to do the center of the circle. Remember, M is the center, and it is the midpoint of PK. I think I've given it away now. I just can't help myself. Okay, so the equation of SR in the form y equals mx plus c. So the gradient we worked out is a half x plus c, and then we're going to pop in our point p minus 4 and 5. So that's 5, and that is a half, and minus 4 plus c. And then finally we get, that's going to be minus 2. We add it on both sides. C is 7, so y is a half x plus 7. Okay, so in terms of where your marks go for that, it's for subbing in, solving for C, and then for your final answer. So that's 3. Okay, so I see a few people, oh no, only 2 people, not a few. Kayla, Johannes. Johannes has an answer for this circle. Okay, so let's see. Our time is almost up. Can you please explain to me how we'd find the radius with just the center? I'm not sure what that question means, Kayla. The radius with just the center. Can you maybe just clarify a little bit? I'm not quite sure what that means. Okay, so to find the center of the circle, we are going to do the midpoint of PK. Midpoint of PK. M is the midpoint of the diameter. Okay, so that is how we're going to find it. Well done, everyone. I see a ton of you are getting this answer right. That's great. So our coordinates, for our x coordinates, we're going to go minus 4 plus 0 over 2. We're just doing the midpoint of PK. 5 plus minus 3. So that's minus 3 over 2. That gives me minus 4 over 2 is minus 2 and 1. Okay, so that is actually going to be the center of my circle. Then we go and we put that into our equation of our circle. So x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to r squared. So for r squared, Again, Kayla, I'm not sure if this will help you with the question that you had, but we do have point P and point K that we can sub in to find what our radius is, because both of those points are on the circumference of the circle. So I'm going to use 0 and minus 3. So that will just be 2 squared. And then minus 3 minus 1 squared is r squared. That's 4 plus 16 is r squared. So r squared is 11. No, where did that come from? That is not 11. 20. Okay, so x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared is 20. Yay. Okay, so where do the marks go for this? I almost feel it's a bit unfair that the first question is 4 marks, and that's much easier than this one, a lot more work, but they have the same mark allocation. So for calculating your midpoint, which is the center, that's 1. Subbing in your center, that's another 1. And then subbing in a point and then finding your radius, that's your other point. Okay, and that's 4 marks. Is there anyone who got full marks? Don't be shy, share with us so we can celebrate with you. Who got 11 out of 11? Yay, Asha, me. No, we can't use the midpoint theorem. Yay, there's a few me's here. Well done, everyone. Well done. Excellent. Excellent. Let's clap. Woohoo. Okay, even if you got 10 or 9, it's still good. So if they say find the coordinates of R, will it be possible to use the midpoint theorem? No, we can't use the midpoint theorem for R. No, that won't be possible, but R is the y-intercept of the line SPR, and we did find the equation of line SR. So R's coordinate will be 0 and 7. That's what R will be, but we can't use the midpoint for that. Why did we use the midpoint? Because M is the midpoint of the diameter. Okay, and anything else? Let me see. Okay, I don't see any other questions in the chat. Well done. Well done, everybody. It's that time of the evening where we do our quiz. So I just want to say well done to everyone. You did really well this evening, and you should feel confident going into the exams with this, because most of you were able to do these 3 questions that were from a past exam. So that's really well done. So Ms. Coco is going to post the link to the quiz. Next week, Tuesday, we are back here. We are going to do functions. Yay, functions. Parabola, hyperbola, and then the one that everyone loves, the log graph. I know we are just jumping up and down for the log graph. But that's what we're doing on Tuesday, functions and inverses. Now I hope to see you here. In the meantime, have a good weekend, study hard. See you Tuesday. Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Remember, you don't have to